Right, started this yesterday, so I'm just going to finish it now. I think I need a few more rocks in here, because on the original photo there were a lot of rocks, so I'll just stick some more rocks in. So I'll show you how to paint some rocks. So let's say a rock there, right next to that. That rock there is underwater, supposed to be, and then this one here is on top of water. Do it down like that, and then let's pop another ickle one there. And then to get your highlight on top of your rock, the light's coming in that way, so you just get a little bit of a card. I'll just cut my cards into little bits and do that. You can use palette knives, whatever. I use a little bit of a card. Right, let's have a look. Let's put another one in. Put a few in. Let's have one over here. Let's have one there. Yeah, like that. And let's have another one there. Like that, two. 1 and 1 makes 2. There we are. Left a little white highlight on that one. Light highlight on top. Remembering my light's coming in that way. Right. I'm gonna have one more in the middle there. I'll have one right in the middle there. I think that'll do me one more. That's that. Put an highlight on top of there. There, sand. Right. And then I'll just soften underneath that. I'll soften it off. And that'll give me like a little reflection underneath them there, like that. Look. Just reflects it underneath. Little reflections in that water, look. Yeah. You can use a bit of that paint and do some extra watery bits if you want. Oh well. More water on my brush. Soften this one a bit more. There we are. There. So sit back and have a look. Yeah, I think that's enough. It was rocky. Yeah, that'll do me. Right, so that's that. Right. I want a little fisherman on there. I'll use this same brush. Right. I'm going to paint it a little fisherman sat on this log. I'm going to put him in whitewash first. So plenty of whitewash on my brush. And I'll pop him in. My little fishing rod and lot. Yeah, I put him in whitewash. I think I'm going to put him in up here and have him sort of light against dark, I think, because the light's hitting him from this side. The front of his clothes is lit up, so I think I'm going to do that, pop him in here. So let's see, I'll start with his leg. His leg's about there, and I'm sat on there, so I'd say his bum comes over back of that log a little bit, and his leg goes over front, something like that. And then his body. There, it's mainly this front where I need the lightest bits. But let's give him a little arm there, stick his little arm out. And then that's his back. I'll tell you what, let's bring him a little arm like to his elbow there, out back, and a little bit front there. He's got an hat on, so I'll pop his hat on. That's like that. And get a tiny little brush to do other bit of his hat, so I don't mess it up. Tiny little detailing brush. If you ain't got a tiny little detailing brush, oh no, you had it. You can try and do it with art, but it is better with a tiny detailing brush. There we are. That's his hat. Might just go straight into that with some other colours. Right, let me just wash that brush. Yesterday, if you watch yesterday's painting, when I painted first bit of this, I were on about we were gonna. I'd got some things to pickle, hadn't I? Some. Let me just make. Oh, there's some there. Nice. Creamy colour, that'll do for his trousers. I've just noticed I've got some in my palette. So you want a creamy colour, you can use some. Oh, what's it called? Raw sienna, yellow ochre, something like that. I ain't got none, so I'm just mixing some up. So sort of got some mud embalming palette, a bit of gouache, and some bit of Bon Tumber, and it's sort of give me. Oh, that looks nice. It's giving me a decent creamy colour. And that's for his trousers. So let's give him a little dry. I've probably give him a little dry first. That'll do. Put his trousers in. So his trousers are a creamy colour. It's mixing with a bit of that gouache actually. I might need to go slightly darker than what I want just because it's mixing with that gouache on paper. So I'll go slightly. I haven't quite dried it properly. Notice how I've left a little white highlight on top of his leg. That's a little white highlight there. I want to go a tiny bit darker. Right. Now wash that brush completely. Just get some Bon Tumber on here. See if that'll work. Tiny bit of just Bon Tumber. That's it. I just put Bon Tumber on my brush and it's mixed with white on there. And that's then worked. Right. Now what colour top shall I give him? I've got this sort of creamy, slightly greeny colour. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm going to use that, I think. Let's just test it. Quite a lot. That's it. That looks nice. This is going to be his top. So, I'm leaving a highlight on top. That's from where the sun's hitting him. There. Like that. I'm going to do his hat with the same colour. Even a slight highlight on that front. I'm going to change colour of his trousers and take his trousers darker because I don't like it that it's all just same colour. So let's take his trousers darker if I can. It's not, paint's not coming off very well. You know what? I'm going to have to dry it properly. Right. All just mixing with that white and it's no good. It's not what I want. Right, let's try again. Gone for a slightly bluish colour for his trousers. Yeah, that's better. Yesterday, I had to pickle some beetroot. So Doofus come up with this idea of pickling his dad's false teeth. Right, well, I'll be honest, I knew we were going to get in trouble. I knew we were going to get him sent in trouble. But I thought it was so funny, I let him do it. I know it's horrible, I shouldn't have let him do it. But I just thought it was so funny that I let him get on with it. And, he's got him sent in trouble. He's got him sent in trouble. Oh, yeah, I love it. Right, that's that. I think I'm going to get a tiny little brush and just go over them highlights with me wash just once more. Oh, and I've got a fishing rod to put in, haven't I? Right, where's my reading glasses? Let's get them on so I can actually see what I was doing. There, so if I go over his hat there, put a little extra bit of that highlight in there, a bit there. A bit going round there, I think. Tiny bit on the end there. Definitely some on there. Just to make him stand out. He's got to stand out, I think. There. And then that's his hand there, coming out there, I think. A bit more on his trousers. You can bring a few bits round like that if you want, where it looks like his things is crumbling a bit, perhaps. Yeah, a few bits like that. See that? There. What's that look like? Right. That's good. Now, he's all light against dark. So what I'm going to do to make him stand out more, I'm going to put loads of dark right round him. So this will show you how to really make someone stand out. You'll like this. So it's tiny little details like fiddling, like I say not to do, but this really works, mint. You'll love it. Right, I'll show you how to make him really stand out now. So I'm going to mix. I'm going to go for a green because that's all greens. I'm going to mix the darkest green that you've ever seen. So I'm just going to mix, I think, Payne's grey and green. I think that'll do it. Yeah, that's what I've done. Payne's grey and green. Well, I might put a bit of Bont Umber in and all. Oh, just to take the harshness of the green off. It's looking pretty harsh. You know what, that don't look bad at that. Right, that'll do me. Right, now I'm going to go round this little chap. I'll use a little tiny detailing brush. Around this little chap. And hopefully really make him stand out. So this here, look, dark as I can get it. There's even a little white speck there at the bottom, what's making his trousers dark against light, so I think I'll just leave that. Got that slight highlight there, that's his hat. There, if I want to slightly reshape it, I can do that with this now. And there, go around some of these rocks and things, leave them in. Some bits of patterning and stuff in there like that, look. Bits of rocks and that. Yeah, Doofus's dad's got right monk on with him because he's come looking for his false teeth, couldn't find them anywhere. We were wanting to get off out at the pub, couldn't find his false teeth anywhere. Then he found them in the fridge, in a pickling jar. So we were absolutely fuming. We've put these in here. I think Doofus was that daft, he thought he'd done him a favour. Oh no, Doofus. You know what, that's some really dark black in that now. No, I've put my hand in paint. That's better. Yeah, so got him setting in a load of trouble. Let's go up to there, like that, into there. I think what I'll do his fishing rod in white. Let's see how I'm going around these rocks and bits and bobs and that. That's all. Still keeping that interest in there and that detail and that. So it still looks like there's some rocks and that. Going down to that beach, look, and bits of grasses and stuff there. Hopefully, I'll just put a few extra bits in here, so it's not. I'll bring it across a bit, just so it's not too obvious what I've done. So you don't want it being proper stand out obvious that you've surrounded him with a bit of dark. Let me stand back and have a look. I don't think it is. See how that's made him stand out miles more. That's a lot better, isn't it? I like that. I think I've done a good job there. Oh, another thing I was thinking, this bit here, what's really close up, I might do a bit of white gouache and some yellow and just add a few leaves in there just because it's dead close up. What I'm going to do, I'll probably put like 4 or 5 leaves in, and your eye will sort of put the rest in. It'll just sort of imagine them. So I'll do that. I'll use this same brush. I'm just getting a little wash. And I'll do that. So I'll get some lemon yellow, tiny dab of blue, take it slightly green, and I've got some it's mostly just yellow and some white wash. See what that looks like, and just pop in just a few little leaves like that. know what, I'm going to go more, lean more towards me just pure yellow now. That'll look good. A few in there, a few round. Like I say, don't go mental with it. I've probably put more than enough in there. If you go too mental with it, it'll just look daft. This will fade back a bit as well when I've done, because these colours they'll be more subtle in a minute. Yeah, well, that's just enough to make that lies leaves on. When that's dried, it'll look more subtle. Right, I think I'm going to have to do one more dry on here, and then I can put my fishing rod in. Then I'm about done. Can't take too long, because it's mine and Doofus's bath time. So. I'm just doing it on a gentle heat. Yeah, my mum always says that me and Doofus always stink, and that we don't wash ourselves properly. So she just kills two birds with one stone, and baths us both on a Saturday morning. She says if she don't, we stink because we don't scrub ourselves properly. So yeah, she baths us both Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning. We're allowed to bath ourselves on our own in week. But every Saturday morning she says she wants to do it to make sure that we get at least one proper bath a week. Right, now then, say fishing rod. Gets thinner towards the end. Let's get these reading glasses down. Put a bit more paint on brush. I put paint on my old brush because sometimes you sort of drag it. I'll leave that end bit because I want that to look faint. I'm just going to strengthen that bit up a bit. I've gone slightly off there. Look, see how I've gone up there? Slightly off. It don't matter. There. That's my fishing rod. I sort of put my hand on like that to hold my hand steady, and then just do that with my hand. And that does it. Let me try and stick on one more bit just to thicken it right up. Can you see that? I'm doing like one big swoop. There, I think that's alright. I could bring a bit behind him there, shall I? I don't think I need to. Say a bit behind him there, look. A bit sticking out behind his back. There. That's that. I don't think I particularly need Peter and Paul in this one. You know what? Yeah, I'll put them in. I was going to say, because it's a bit hectic round here, shall I leave them? But can't leave Peter and Paul that, can I? Let's put them in. Yeah, I'm just getting the paint right on my brush. Peter and Paul, let's put them in. There's Peter. There's Paul. Both out looking for worms. That's all they do. They look for worms. They take them back and share them out between the little babies and to the wives. They're both married. They've both got little babies. Oh, I nearly forgot. I need a boy and a day. Who's a boy and a day? Boy, birthday day. That's it. Right. Right. Go get me bath. Yeah. quite happy with that. I reckon that's the desired result that I wanted. See how that's faded back a bit now, it's dried a bit. It's not quite as bright as it was when I first put it on. So if it looks a bit bright when you first put it on, don't panic. It's going to fade back a bit. But just mate, I've not gone mental, look. I've just put a few little bits in. And that makes it look like there's detail in there. There isn't really. They're not well, they are separate leaves, but a lot of them's just a splodgy paint, you see. A lot of this stuff's like an illusion to make it look like something's there that's not. Like you've got your depth there, where it's faded, and all these soft edges make that look like it's far away. It's not really far away, it's a flat piece of paper, isn't it? Like I say, that looks like there's all leaves on that. There isn't, if you look close, only a couple. That's the illusion. Then on the original, I painted 2 versions of this. I'll show you. This is my original version what I painted. On this version, look, the bottom part of him was dark, so I went in with my little brush and I put light in against that. See how that bit there goes dark to light? So I've done the opposite there. I've gone light to dark, so the dark makes that bit stand out and the light makes that bit stand out. But this one, on this one, these are things you've got to look out for when you're doing this sort of stuff. On this one, it was a bit lighter in colour, the whole thing, just how it turned out, because I don't do that much planning, so I just went dark round him all and it's made him stand out. So you might not want, if you look and he's dark, or if you've got a light background, you might be able to put him all in dark and have him stand out. The reason I wanted him in a dark area again, so it were light against dark, is because I wanted them highlights where the sun's hitting him there. But anyway, I'll stop waffling on. I want to be boring here, and plus I've got to go and get my bath. My mum's going to be bathing me in a minute. Right, I'll see you on the beach.